All right, man. With your background in playing baseball, how is that going to help you, translate those skills to other events outside softball, such as, flag football, basketball?
I mean, with my experience in baseball, it wasn't just baseball. I also played soccer, volleyball, and a little bit of flag football growing up. And honestly, I feel like I'm just an all-around athlete. So put me on the court, put me in the field, I'll get that shit done.
Derrick, man, it's been a little bit of time since your last game. You took about 1 or 2 games off.
Yep.
What kind of training have you been going through?
Not really anything specific. I mean, my work is basically my exercise for about 4 months. 90% of the time I was lugging around a 200-pound extension ladder. So just non-stop moving around constantly in the heat. So summer heat this year, it's going to be a breeze.
What are you taking from your previous experience, bringing into this experience that you think, will give you an upper edge?
I'm competitive as shit. That's basically it.
Speaking of your competitiveness, a little bit of baseball background. Of course, it's slow pitch softball, but how bad, do you really want to hit one over the fence?
Y'all weren't there, but Ron's team did a practice, and one of their team members, Amanda, she threw me a bucket of about 20 balls and hit 5 dingers in my first go.
How does it feel to, represent Coach Derrick, and how does it feel to help be able to bring a trophy back?
I mean, shit, that's what I'm here for, right? I don't care what team I'm on, I'm bringing home that trophy.
The thing is, everyone obviously has injuries, right?
Yeah.
We know that. The thing is, have you been training from your injury, in a sense, to be not only prepared for certain things and to go forward within that?
So, yeah, back in middle school, I fell 30 feet out of a tree, permanently broke my L5, and now I have nerve damage going from there down to my legs.
Cool.
With that, I went through physical therapy for about 3 years, and I also brought up rock climbing. Rock climbing definitely strengthened my back, strengthened my legs, and I haven't had issues in about 4 years now.
Do you feel like you have a plan for someone as explosive as Tyrod, being one of the higher draft picks?
Definitely.
Definitely?
Yeah, we got a plan. We made a plan on the first practice.
The one player that's not playing has won, Coach Gale, 2 championships.
Yeah.
2.
Good.
You know what that is?
Mm-hmm.
My thing is, if you were to play against him, how far do you think you'll be able to level with him on the spectrum?
I mean, shit, I played with him on a team in my first game. I'm going to be real. He had a little bit of a lead, but since then, all I'm going to say is I've gone explosive. If I went head-to-head with him, I'm fucking rocking this shit.
First, I want to say congratulations to you and your wife on your newly born daughter going to the world. How awesome would it feel to be able to bring, a win home for her?
It's always awesome, but I think it's just going to add that extra special element just to, show her what I can do, bring that home to her so she knows who I am.
Now, you're not the new guy in the league in that you're, people got some tape and some film on you. What do you kind of have anything in your bag or up your sleeve to kind of, surprise them?
To answer that, I think this year, we didn't practice too much. We came in and still did our thing, but this year they got the film, so we're making sure we're out on the field getting our grind on, and we're going to come out and they're not going to be ready for us. So, yeah.
You have played against certain players in the past. Do you feel you have more of an advantage now?
To be completely honest, I feel pretty good about the matchups we got this year. They got some playmakers, but I think we just have what it takes to match up well with them. And I think what it's really going to come down to is the preparation on our side. We've been putting in the work. We've been hitting practice, weekly, if not twice a week. So, I really think we're going to have that competitive edge on them just due to our preparation for all of this.
You do have a background in baseball, and also that you tend to lean towards playing quarterback position. How does your background in playing baseball, how does that help you with playing, the position of quarterback?
I think it just helps me in the team aspect that, I know how my teammates work and what they do and what they excel at, so I'm able to use that in the quarterback position to, use their abilities that they have to their advantage and to my advantage in order just to make the team, roll on all cylinders.
Noah, congratulations to you and Kurt on your guys' newborn girl. So you've been, the last 4 or so games with the same routine, preparation, that stuff. Obviously, it's a lot different now. Is there sort of anything you've kind of had to struggle with in the preparation to get ready for these games or anything like that?
I think the biggest struggle has just been that we added the new element of softball. softball and baseball are definitely some of the more technical sports. There's a lot of finer mechanics that go into just knowing the basics. So it's definitely been some work just getting everybody used to that. Understanding basic mechanics and motions and how to bring the best out of themselves. But honestly, the team has come really far. I've been able to watch them every practice just progress further and further. And so I'm really not honestly too worried about what we bring to the table as far as that goes.
What's the preparation routine been like in terms of you got a new daughter? Has it been the games harder, easier? What's it been like?
It hasn't really added much different. She's still young enough that she's able to sleep for most of the time. So I just let her sleep while I get ready for the games.
How does it feel to be a little bit more free? To have not only someone that just honestly throws it with such power.
There are times where I miss playing the quarterback position, but I feel like we've gotten more into a rhythm where Luke and I could kind of fluidly switch in and out whatever the situation calls for. Okay. So I really like the way that things look. Luke's obviously a very talented guy. Of course. He's got an arm like a cannon. Of course. It's been nice to just be able to hand over the reins. Of course. And not have, the sole pressure of being the decider and the decision maker for the team.
Obviously, you're a QB. What have you been doing to help improve the accuracy? Because again, not everyone can catch.
I would just say I know my receivers, so if someone's open that isn't used to the high velocity throws, maybe they haven't came from a football background, I'll take a little bit off it, put a little bit of loft on it so they don't struggle with that. Of course. But when I'm throwing to someone like Noah or any of our top receivers, I just let it fly and I know they're going to make the play. So okay. Good.
Now, no, it feels like since you started, you've got heartbeat, the spirit of your team. Is that a role that you've always ran towards, or is it just always sort of come naturally to you?
It's definitely something that's come naturally to me. My parents always instilled in me to be a leader and not a follower. So it's just been one of those things where if I see something that needs to get done or something that needs to be said, I don't hesitate to say it and just make sure that everyone's on the same page and we all know what we need to do to win.
Adding on to that, you did start competing, almost 2 years ago with the Derrick's games. Mm-hmm. With that team being Team Hope, how does it feel to don this jersey again? How special is that? There's
a lot of feelings involved with this team. Obviously, my first ever time playing, came out, beat the odds to come home with a W. So it's just I'm proud to rep this team again. It's been a long time coming. There's been a lot of trials in between. I've even had to go against my former coach or my current coach. So it's fun to be back on the same side and try to bring down Ron and Team Vengeance.
Last game we were kind of maybe not as much as a focal point and someone that they were worried about as much. How are you kind of handling a responsibility that you're having to take on with these games now?
Really handling it the same way. I just got confidence in our team and everybody that put in the work. So I don't have too much pressure on my shoulders to, be the person that just carries us to victory, because I feel like we could all do that at any given point in time. But when it comes to the new games that are added, baseball obviously have a background in that, and I feel like I'll be able to be a leader in that and, help lead us to getting the victory in that.
Is there any sport out of the ones that you guys are sort of a little bit more, not really concerned, but it's not your guys' strongest suit in practice so far?
I'd say kickball.
Yeah, I'd say kickball. No one's too familiar with it, but I've got confidence in all of us that will adapt and overcome.
Is there any sort of strategy in terms of kicking or fielding that you guys have kind of worked on?
I'd say the main focus for kickball is just going to be keeping that ball low. Everybody has a tendency to pop the ball up, and it's a big ball, it's pretty easy to catch. So as long as we're able to keep it low or on the ground, get on base, that's all that matters. If we keep getting on base, there's not much they can do about it.
I agree, just keep it low. If you see a weak spot in their defense, maybe just target them and ride off them. But yeah, keep it low. run the bases, do the fundamentals right. Lead us to the dub.
I think strength plays a lot into rock climbing. We gotta use that strength that we use to get up those huge boulders. I think when it comes to athletic ability and being able to run, I think I can really show up on the field for that. Yeah, I'm really excited to show my skills, and I think I can really impress a lot of people out there for these upcoming games. So I'm stoked.
It's your second games. What kind of role do you envision yourself fulfilling in this team and for all the games this year?
I'd say, basketball, I'll definitely be a defensive specimen, maybe the enforcer, so to speak. I'm definitely got good, a lot of aggression. So, when I channel that aggression right, then I'll be dominant on the field. Just with any of the sports, like when I just have that mentality and mindset, and like I said, channel my aggression, I'm going to be so dominant out there. So that's how I feel like I'll play a crucial role.
I feel like you're more of a laid-back kind of character. And I think that's dangerous, obviously, for the other team, because out of nowhere, you can just come through. So my thing is, how do you feel you gel with the team?
I was laid back.
Because you've always been a good role supporter.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think I definitely play a really dominant role still, even though I might be laid back. I think as of right now, the team's planning for me to be, for example, first base on softball. I think with the height ability, Keys being on mound, we have a good chance to be able to throw over the lower components. And I think with the height advantage, man, 6'2" beats 5'4", so it's gonna be hard to overcome that.
How do you feel coming into it for the second year? Because technically, yes, it ain't your rookie year, but you're still technically new to this.
Well, I've been hitting the gym, working on my conditioning, strength training, things of that matter. And I've been tending most of the practices, working on softball, a game I'm not really familiar with. But comes game day, I think I'm going to be I'm confident in my abilities. I think I'm going to stand out and perform, and you're going to see some good stuff out of me that day.
You said that, softball is probably a sport that you're familiar with. Do you think with every practice, do you feel yourself getting better that come game day, you'll be able to perform well in the softball? But
Absolutely. I struggled with grounders when I first started the practices. I struggled with throwing, and I've gotten better. And you can even ask some of the other players. So, yeah, I've made strides, and I'm just going to, come game day, you're going to see what I've been working for. So, again, like I've said earlier, I'm going to be dominant that day.
Ron, obviously got a rock climbing background, but rock climbing's not one of the games. How familiar are you with some of the other sports? Just name off a few, if you're pretty familiar and if you're not so familiar with some of the others.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think with kickball, which is going to be one of the games, I got that bowling background too. So I got 8 years of soccer background, 11 years of bowling background, and now 2.5 years of rock climbing. So, I got the speed, I got the agility, I got that aim training for being able to pitch if they do throw me on the mound for kickball. And
just something.
I believe that we're going to be able to perform this time. We're going to be out there.
Any kind of ideas on sort of how you're maybe going to be utilized in sort of a role player way or sort of any type of way in basketball?
Not basketball for sure, but I think we do have some plays already in the works for softball. Come the last practice we did for softball, I did see myself being out there and hitting a lot of catches, even with little background in softball. So I want to say that a lot of it comes naturally, and I think with that natural ability and just previous sports background, we're going to be out there and doing well.
Who do you look forward to, and honestly, meeting on the field as the opposition?
Tyrod, because I know he's really athletic, and he's always comes prepared. So it's Tyrod for sure.
Of course. By the way, did you know he was already first draft pick? At least 2 games in a row?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was already first draft pick. 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 He was already first dra
I think I heard that. Yeah.
Now, you two have, you guys worked with Derrick and Rod for quite a few years. You guys can see, the rivalry between those two brewing.
Yeah.
How does it feel to be able to represent Coach Derrick and hoping to bring home the trophy for him?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Ron's a homie, that's for sure. But, when I get picked by someone that actually wants you more, you got to show up. So I represent the person that wants me. So that's who we're with. So that's the vote. That's the goal. We're going to make him proud. Team Derrick all the way.
Speaking, piggyback off of that question, did Ron speak to you at all before, during, or after the draft process or anything like that?
No, he was too scared. So he didn't. So, yeah. Did he for you?
Did either GM/coach talk to you, Colin, before, during, or after the draft process at all?
Not at all. I was just drafted. Nobody really reached out to me beforehand. And with that discussion.
A player named Dion obviously has been called the best player in the game. Do you think anyone competes in that regard?
I mean, are we referring football?
In all. Yeah.
There's gonna be lines in every game, but the Gazelles also have their own skills and abilities, and they can still run away from the lines, man.
So, what do you think the key difference maker that you bring to your team?
I feel like what makes a good team is the energy and the chemistry that you guys have. And I feel like our team is going to bring the energy for sure. Like, we're going to be hyped, pretty much. And definitely we're going to have fun. I feel like we have a good skill set in our team. Everyone brings a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I agree as well. And communication, but also in like a uplifting way, because Ron's not the ref. So I know it's going to be a little bit tough, but other than that, just as long as everyone's communicating, I think we'll have some fun.
Actually, is this your first games? Just throughout the whole entire time the games have been a thing for about 4 or 5 years, something like that?
This is my first time playing with you guys, so it's going to be fun. I'm excited for it. Can't wait to see how it goes. But definitely going to have fun, for sure.
What's it been like getting the preparation in and sort of like the background of any of your training that you've been doing thus far?
So growing up, I've always been, I'm an athlete, so I played a whole bunch of sports. But my main sport was definitely softball. I feel like that I would exceed in. But I do well with pretty much basketball, volleyball, you name it, and I feel like I'm just excited to bring that into the game, like bring that kind of side of me, because it's always softball, so it's going to be fun.
How many years / experience have you played up to with softball?
Since I was 6 years old up until now, I still play in adult leagues and tournaments and all that, so yeah. Thank you.
Have you been kind of like a little bit of a player coach, so to speak, as not as many people normally are as tuned into softball and the minute details you need to be able to succeed very well in softball? Have you been kind of playing that player coach type of role on the team?
On my teams, yeah, I'm more like a player type, but I bring that coach. I have coached Little League before, so I feel like I can bring the coaching into my team, definitely. Like I said, I'm here to have fun, bring the energy, so make sure everyone's bringing the energy.
Were you there? This man ran so fast that he smoked out of his shoes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we're going to have to race then.
Oh, you're going to race?
Oh, you're
Oh,
And you were talking about ball. I was about to be like, you don't have to meet me.
Ooh.
Listen, we're on the same team.
But you
I
know,
can't
we're
be
on the
doing
same
it.
team, so we're going to bring both of our speed and our energy and our everything.
Our skill sets, too.
All right,
to,
I like that.
the game, so.
Here's another tough question. Your team does not have the height advantage. It doesn't. Obviously, you have speed. You both have incredible amounts of speed. The thing is, how do you counteract something as such as top players having that height?
It's just never really been an issue for me growing up. I got a 13 size shoe and I can dunk, so.
Oh. Ooh, the confidence.
No,
Ooh.
little baby rim grazer, but someone my height, that's more than enough
Okay.
to get up with the trees.
Okay. So you
I would say the toughest thing would probably just be the weight difference.
weight difference?
Obviously, somebody tall is gonna weigh more, and sometimes I get baby, but I'm never gonna back down.
I like the confidence.
Which aspect of basketball do you think you would say is your strong?
I love playing defense in all sports, no matter what. So like I try to go on my way to play better defense in basketball, but I'm naturally like a pass first person, so I'll be very passive. But just all the years I've been playing, I kind of like can tell when I need to do certain things in the game.
I would say the same, defense. When it comes to basketball, I'm more of a defensive player, and then I could do a little layup, with the layups, shooting.
You said that you're more confident in softball because of your background in it. Outside of softball, which event do you think you're most looking forward to, or that you're most confident outside of softball?
Volleyball. So, like I said, I'm excelling in softball. That's my main sport. But I mean, I'm good in volleyball. Pretty decent in basketball. Football. I haven't played football since I was a kid, but I used to rough it out with the boys. So we'll see how it goes. It's gonna be fun.
As the previous coach, you got to kind of find that, detail between using your speed and using that acceleration to find that middle of the field. So what kind of ways have both of you each been working on kind of, using that speed and working on that route running as well?
I guess it comes up to matchups at the end of the day. So I can't really control who's guarding me, but if I can just find a little loophole and get even just one play, it can make a big difference in the game. Because I think last games it was like close until a couple big plays happened. So definitely looking for those opportunities, and even if it's not me, just being like, hey, this person is like slacking off on you a little bit, like we should see if this works.
I believe is like kind of knowing your teammate, the connection with your teammate. As long as you guys kind of on the same page and find what works for you guys. I mean, who cares what the play is? You guys we will adjust.
How have you been kind of shouldering your knowledge that you've gained thus far and kind of helping them grow under your wing a little bit?
More than anything, just to have fun, because not everyone plays like all these sports in general, or even have any background knowledge to them. So just like telling people that, like even doing the most simple things could take a long way, because fundamentals at the end of the day is something that's very important in any sport or just tasks that you have to do. So just reinforcing the encouragement on them and telling them that they're doing just fine, because we're not all professional athletes, but as long as we're trying our hardest and having fun, can't ask for anything more.
What do you look forward to in facing as the opposition? Keys. Ooh. Ooh, not you having a target on your back, Noah. Ooh.
Because we're finally on the opposite team, so I'm like, oh my gosh. I was like, and I'm finally on Ron's team, so I was like, I totally got 180 this year. So I'm looking forward to playing against everyone else.
See, being kind of rookies into this, coming into it, and all that good stuff. How have you been handling it both?
So I think the whole team is like good at like bringing confidence and helping build everybody up. So I feel like that has helped, like being with the team and practicing and getting to know like what to do and what everything. So
yeah, everyone kind of works together, building our confidence, so we're not too nervous on the big day.
What's y'all's background sports? What's your athletic background? Do you guys do jobs?
So I was like cross country and track and dance. That's really all I did.
I don't have as much. Back in high school, I did do cross country for a little bit, and then a little bit of basketball.
This one's for both of you. Give me your sport that you think you're going to be most involved in and being your best, and one of them that you're kind of still coming along and inching your way along and still learning a little bit about.
Probably actually football or kickball. I feel most confident in, which surprises me. But I think softball is going to be the hardest one. There's a lot to do with it, and that makes me a little nervous.
For me, I think I'm definitely going to need a bit of help with softball, just because it's a lot of steps to learn, and I haven't really played too much. But kickball, I think I'm doing pretty good.
Who do you feel on the opposite side? Do you feel excited to kind of go against and all that good stuff?
I'm excited to go against Christian because we work together. We're on the same team at work, so going against us.
Oh, Christian, now you having a target on your back.
I'd probably say the same thing because we work together, you know.
Yeah, we're
almost
used to
every day,
we're used to
so-
making plans together,
Yeah.
like doing things at work, and now he's going against us. Like,
Exactly.
yeah.
Not having a target on your back, Christian.
How does it feel being able to represent, Coach Derrick?
I would say it's good. I feel like we have a good team, and he's a good coach, and I'm excited to see how
Support Derrick all the way.
Right?
Yeah.
Being around each other so much, how does that help you guys?
Yeah, I mean, we're used to making plans together at work and communicating pretty well, so I think that's going to help us a lot.
Listen, I'm going to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
You see the team that we got?
Yeah, yeah.
We are unbeatable.
Oh.
Okay? See, I'm going to go ahead and just say this. See, last year I was on a losing team, and you want to know why? It's because I'm a team player, okay? I was the only person on my team that got an interception during the football game. Do you know what that tells you? I was the star. Point blank period. When it came to dodgeball, who was the last one standing? I was one of the two. What does that tell you? I am the star of that team. Now, when it comes to this year, am I the tribal chief? Of course I am. But am I a team player? Yes, I am. But it's one thing that we have that the other team don't got. Y'all see this lady right here? This is Cass. Don't let the cute face fool you, bruh. She's coming for blood. Cass, talk to him, please.
Yeah. We talk about, I got that pixie dust, a princess, It's my, secret weapon.
I'm trying to tell you.
That's what it is.
Listen, I don't even know the other team's name. What's the other team name?
Vengeance.
Vengeance. Well, it's going to be Vengeance Day. Okay? Hands down. Vengeance, even though their name is Vengeance, that's cool. But this team right here, we going to go ahead and murk them. We going 4-0. Period. 4 championships, 4 straight years. I mean, come on, bro. Like, what is that for me to say? We the ones. Y'all see my shirt, Tribal Chief. Shout out to Roman Reigns, okay? Shout out to Paul Heyman. I got my Paul Heyman in this Derrick, okay? It's the coach, baby. We the ones around here. We not losing. Understand me when I say that. We have stars. We have co-stars. We have role players. And you know what that symbolizes? Teamwork. A winning squad. That represents championships. And that's what we getting around here. So go ahead, do all the practices that Vengeance want to do. That's cool, that's all fine and dandy. But softball, basketball, football, whatever other sport we playing, hell, we can even play spades, we still gonna win. We can play goldfish and we still gonna win. It doesn't matter what we playing. This team that we have right here is unbeatable. Mark my words. You know, as a matter of fact, I'm bringing both my championships to this game, both.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about the plastic ones you get at Target. Shout out to the red and khaki, because I used to work for Target. I'm talking about championships that cost hundreds of dollars. And you want to know something? I'm bringing it here, and I'm leaving with it. We have Cass. You heard her. Pixie dust. That's all she needs.
Exactly.
Come on, man. I need to say one more thing. Let me sure I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I hope make sure I'm good. I need to just say one more thing. Acknowledge me. That's it. At the end of this game, every player on that opposite team is going to acknowledge me, Cass, and everybody else. That's it.
Those questions for Tyrod. So Tyrod feels like over the years you compete, you would Noah have developed, sort of a personal rivalry between one another. What is it like going against him as a competitor, and what do you expect to do this year?
It would be no rivalry if they put us on the same team, but I had to be the villain in this story. But it's always great going up against Noah, man. I mean, he's one of their top players, and I do what I do on the field, so I just take it as that, bro. It's a rivalry to you guys, but me and Noah have a great friendship, so. But while we on the field, I don't really think nobody gonna really mess with me out there, so sorry for whoever's on the other side, and likely been Noah a lot, so hey.
When I was on the same team with you, not as a coach, and that you were just sort of one of the guys as a leader that would also teach us, a little bit of the way of how to, better our craft in each sport. How much have you been doing of that this time around in these games?
Kind of do it every time, bro. Just go out there, see what we have and let the guys come into their own shell, just calm, collected, and be the best at the craft that you have, the ability that you're able to do. I try to pull out what their best quality is and focus on that, and try to focus on the other team's negatives where they're hard and soft at. So, I mean, just going into each event, trying to see what is the best option to eliminate the other team's like downfalls. It's kind of a helping hand of everybody coming together and understanding what's the goal, and it's always to win. So whatever our team has, we're gonna try to come to the best ability and create that so the other team falls on their faults.
How does that pressure feel, that excitement, all of that?
No pressure, man.
Ooh.
It's natural, bro. We do this.
Ooh.
Like I said before, bro, I just feel for the people on the other side of the on the opposing team. I mean, I come out here and I compete and I do my best, and my team, like Zaytoven, I had Gail once upon a time, and we do our best, and it just gets to that level where it's above all others. So, I mean, it's just natural, bro. I go out there and have fun, and it may get strenuous at sometimes and competitive, but at the end of the day, just have fun, and that fun can trump everything else. Get a little tense, but it's just natural, bro. We just come out here and create a beast.
Of course. Second part of the question: what do you have to say to people that have put that target on your back?
I ain't got nothing to say to them, bro. Anybody can mess with me, bro. What I'm gonna say?
Ooh.
They just gotta bring in their A game, bro.
Ooh.
That's what it is.
This question's for X.
Yep.
X, correct. But you do have sort of background in soccer, correct?
Yeah, I've played soccer all throughout my life. I stopped senior year of high school, but we still play every now and then with friends. Love to be upstairs.
Now, how much do you think that those skills will translate to something like kickball?
Yeah, kickball is my sport. Love to kick. I mean, I feel like kickball, it's usually hit or miss with some of the people who kick. You just gotta know how to get it down, And I feel like that's something I can do. Hit them bombs long. So looking forward to it.
He is the X factor. He brings it out.
Whoever has the first over pick always wins you. How does that make you feel?
I mean, I don't feel no type of way with that, man. It just, like I said, it just comes natural with the game. I mean, I'm not a coach, I'm not a GM, so I don't look to point or single out nobody. But like I said, I come and I bring my A game, and I guess it shows. So that's why that happens. But like I said, at the end of the day, I'm going to bring my all, and that's what they portray on their side. On my side, I'm in the field, bro. I play, so it's great. I mean, end of the day, everything, this whole Derrick game has been great. So I just take it all in and do my best. And the best is the best, MVP wins. That's what we do.
Alrighty, X. Past few times you've played, you've been kind of like one of the high-end role players, fringe star or high-end player. You kind of see yourself working on your craft, in the off season, and kind of maybe taking that next step up to one of the top, star players that can kind of help carry the team.
Yeah, I feel like I definitely am gonna step up to that role. Football is something I've been shying away from like the previous years, but I'm definitely looking forward to get into that this year. My speed's definitely gonna be useful out there. Like I said, kickball, I feel like I already got that in the bag. One of the top players out there with that. But yeah. I mean, we've all been training on the off season, hitting the gym, stuff like that. We all have practice going on. But yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna step up to that role, take some pressure off the MVPs, so we can get out there and do what we need to do.
All right, my last question, Tyrod. In one of the games, you were previously injured, obviously, towards your Achilles. How has that impacted your game? Have you been able to fully recover through that?
Sprained ankle, man. It was just some unfortunate, but I tried to fight through that game and continue playing, but unfortunately I wasn't able to. And that just happens. So I mean, gotta fight through it. My team actually made it a battle without me out there and played their best. But at the end of the day, injuries do happen, and you gotta just play through it. But I've been fine. I was good that day, and occasionally I've been going out working out and stuff like that. But naturally I'm good. It's nothing wrong with my body. My health is perfectly fine, and I'm gonna just step up to the plate and do everything I'm supposed to do in the field. So injuries do happen, and everybody hates it, but trying to stay healthy and going out there and compete. This time it's going to be different. I mean, I wasn't out there the last games, and then I got hurt the previous games before that. So, you know, when I'm on the field, it's a different effect. So, that's what they have to look for now.
Garrett, good to see you again, man. Good to see you too. You have taken, past few games off. Your first game back in a while. What we do remember is your defensive performance from those first games, winning defensive player, up the game. Do you feel like you still retain those defensive skills?
Nothing's changed. Nothing has changed there. I am going to bring that heat. You guys, I mean, it's already going to be hot, but get ready to be scorched out there because they ain't getting nothing by me. Nothing.
Nothing. That tends to raise a lot of expectations from the other team. So, with you being so confident, what challenges have you been trying to overcome to ensure your team's victory?
Essentially, we're working on our strategies. We don't want to give anything up because we don't want to give them anything to work off of.
We ain't saying nothing.
Our practices show everything that we are working for, and I'll tell you right now, those practices, nothing. I wouldn't want to be the other team right now.
That's a pretty fair point.
Tribal, come on in here. Come on in. Come behind us.
A lot of the footage from the practices have shown that both teams are really bringing their A game, are really pushing to their limits. But so, with that being the case, I'm sure you've seen a lot of what's going on between the other teams and observing how they play. So you got to be aware of your enemy. What are you on the lookout for of the other team to make sure that you shut those kinds of things down?
I just stick with my instincts. That's what got me the defensive player to begin with, so that's what I'm going to stick with. My instincts, they're sharp.
What kind of, work and prep have you been going through for these other games besides, leave out football? Obviously, we know what you've been in football.
I mean, we've been doing a lot with the softball, just so that way we can see where everybody's at with softball, make sure everybody's comfortable with it, see if we can figure out where, because it is a 10 position. I mean, two positions are already figured out with catcher and pitcher, but everything else, I mean, it's one of those areas you got to figure out who you got to have out in the field. It's all strategy, who can cover where. So we had a lot of focus on that, and I think we are really covered after yesterday's practice.
No, for sure.
And I think we're going to surprise a lot of people out there with our hitting too. They won't know what hit them, literally.
Softball is a new one, so is that maybe one of the sports that the team's still trying to grasp a little bit of the minute details and maybe not quite up to par yet?
Honestly, I'd say we're all up to par because we will literally, I don't want to give too much up, but I mean, at this point, those people are ready. We have spent whole practices getting our people that aren't really comfortable with the sport, and they are looking really good right now. So the fact that they could get to a place where they are right now from where they started, I am no doubt in my mind ready for these games. Like, we got this. We got this.
You got even a stronger team. In a sense, you do. You have Mr. Keys, you got Luke, Tribal Chief, Garrett, Matt. You got a lot of tall players as well.
No, for sure.
Do you feel you're going to be able to optimize that to its fullest capacity?
Can I actually answer that?
Okay.
So, obviously, shout out to Pun. Shout out to what they did with Death Row East. They had a really good team. They had a lot of really good people. Tribal, I know specifically, only wanted to play defense. That says a lot about a guy that just wants to stand out on one side of the ball. That means he's really committed to that. So we can't do nothing but salute that because that's dedication. But from what I've seen him do in the winter to what I've seen him do at practice is night and day. So I'm definitely feel like we hit the nail on the head with the hammer with, signing Tribal and having him be on the team because what he brings to the team is definitely more than just defense. He brings that energy, he brings that love, he brings that fight, he uplifts his teammates. So that's, I can't speak on what his character has done for our team. The same way with Garrett, I don't like to talk about my losses that much, but I can't not help to, say the fact that this man was the person that beat me,
that ended my winning streak, you know? And that says a lot about his fight. Even with setting up the event, like, Garrett was someone that was hungry to keep going, and that speaks volumes. So having someone like him on my team is just, I'm just lost for words. I'm happy, I'm excited, like, everything, man. Like, I'm just ready for the 7th because I have no doubt that my team will do what they need to do. And I tell them, that this is no secret, there's no game plan. I tell them, control what we can control, and we'll do what we need to do. If we believe, we can achieve. Team Hope. Next question.
You may not be the official coach for Team Hope this time, but do you feel that that leadership role still carries within you? You know, do you feel that it gives you a big advantage?
It's all about being vocal. I mean, communication is the biggest thing out there, and honestly, it could be a toss-up in my mind because we have a lot of leaders on this team, and that's why, to me, I think we're like, we can't be beating any of the events that we have. Like, we're gonna take every single one of them. Like, whatever the last one is, they might even give up just because we stomped them so bad. Like, I could see a forfeit.
Can I add something to that?
Of course.
The person who I model my name by, Tribal Chief, I got that from Roman Reigns, and he speaks of saying the island of relevancy. And as you can see on Gary's shirt, it says Gary Island, which means this is the island of relevancy, which means we on the island of winners, period. There is no shape that you can, like, there is no ifs, ands, buts about it. We are on the island of winners, and this is an exclusive island. I was asked to join, and I said yes, of course. Who wouldn't want to be on the side of winners? Garrett's a winner, Derrick's a winner. It's a no-brainer. So like Garrett said, and I second that, we're gonna make him forfeit. We gonna make him say I quit. Period.
You have taken a 2-year hiatus, been more on the officiating side of it. How has that officiating experience does that give you any more of an insight from a different perspective? Does it give you any sort of advantage?
Yeah, it allows me to take a step back and actually look at all the talent, see what everyone is good at, what they're not good at, to see what talent is good at certain sports, what talent isn't good at certain sports. The one thing about being the ref, sometimes I'll watch how both coaches go at it, and I'll game plan in my head what I would do in that situation. So it's kind of like I'm playing different scenarios in my head of how I would do things as a coach. And I do that every single event, even when I'm not coaching. So the fact that I'm back out here, I already have like game plans already stored in my head from previous games when I was a ref.
Is there any sort of sport in specific that you think's kind of been not really like super hard, but like a little bit challenging to get the fine, minute details to help yourself and help teammates succeed thus far?
I mean, for the past couple seasons that we've played, I think we've dominated in kickball, so we've done fairly well there. I think with flag, just us understanding what our teammates are capable of and which teammates, what they can and what they can't do. I think that's probably been one of the struggle points that we've had. But I think moving forward now, we got Coach Ron back to help us kind of lock in and focus on what we got to do. And I feel like this season we will be victorious with our game plan and what we have to do this time. So I'm excited about it, man. But as far as just any weaknesses or anything like that, I don't think we're gonna have any of those this go around because we have different leadership to kind of help guide us into what we got to do.
They said they're gonna dominate you. They said they're gonna run through you. Period. Right? How does that make you feel?
You answer now. You want me to answer?
Hey, you do your thing, bro.
The last time we played, I was about 230. I probably could have ran through anybody except for Gabe, because Gabe is what, he was like 6'4", 250.
Yeah.
So now I'm down to about 220. So the first couple seasons, if you saw me play, I was a lot faster. There's a lot of things that I could do. So this go around, whoever's guarding me or planning to guard me, I'm going to destroy them. It doesn't matter who it is. It can be Gail. It can be whoever. I'm going to put in work this go around, and I'll make sure we leave with this chip this time. I'm gonna make sure of that, for sure.
So you're basically saying they're not running through us, basically.
Nah, I don't. Yeah, that's not happening. I don't see that happening this go around. We got Tyrod healthy. again, like I said, we have leadership that we didn't. Not saying that we didn't have leadership before. We had the leadership, but I don't think the leaders that we had at that certain game knew what everybody was capable of doing. So they didn't know where to put people. I think Ron knows where to put everybody. He knows where we need to be, how we need to orchestrate, and how we need to move. Like I said, the biggest thing with me now is I'm in better shape now than what I was before. So with Tyrod helping me, I got little man spirit behind me as well, and the addition of some new teammates, I think we're gonna do what we need to do.
How does it feel to see from the beginning to now how much it has grown into what it is that's now today?
Speak for me, it's been amazing, and that's why I appreciate all of you guys, because this is to have something like this where we can come together and be athletic and show what we're capable of doing, but also, like I said with my son, he's not able to get out here and play sports like every other kid. So this is one area where he's able to get involved and he can, exercise and feel a part of a team. And so I appreciate the Derrick Games for allowing us to do that, because it's bigger than us. And hopefully in the future, I've mentioned this to Ron, and I would love to, incorporate everybody to understand, like, we have something that we can incorporate kids like him in these games, and we can reach the world, like on a global scale. The Derrick Games can go on a global scale because we can bring light to kids who have congenital heart defects like himself, and they're not able to get out here and play and run and just have fun like normal kids. And I feel like we have a platform that we can kind of allow that to happen. So just seeing all of that and seeing where we are as a group and how we're coming together, man, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And I appreciate you all for that.
Are you looking forward to a certain sport that you're going to play in this year?
So what I'm really thinking is basketball.
Basketball. You a big basketball player? You got a hoop in your backyard?
Well, not really my backyard, my front yard.
Same church, different pew. You can help know your team with your pops and Ron with the game playing basketball at all?
Yes.
Don't spoil any details. Don't. That's all we need to know.
Good job.
Do you have a plan to counteract players with such height, like Mr. Keys, like Fraud, etc.?
I mean, I wouldn't tell you that in the interview.
No.
But of course, there's a game plan for it. But height isn't everything. Like I said, being a referee the last couple of years, I've seen guys with height not have hands. Just because you're tall doesn't mean you know how to hit a ball. Just because you're tall doesn't mean you know how to shoot.
Yeah.
Just because you're tall doesn't mean you know how to kick. So yeah, it's nice to be tall, but it doesn't mean anything at all.
I think you can be the most dominant, you can be the most physically fit specimen, but none of that matters when it comes to chemistry.
Yeah.
So if a team has chemistry and they know, the ins and outs of the people that they're playing with, then that reigns over physical attributes. So, I mean, and you can look at it in every realm. Like right now, the NBA Finals, it's clear Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic are arguably the best scorers in the league besides KD and Steph Curry and a few others. But the chemistry of this Boston Celtics team is showing that everybody is cohesive. And I feel like as long as we're all cohesive, then we should do exactly what we plan out to do, which is win.
Gotta address the elephant in the room. You are still eyeing that elusive first championship. What about this year feels different compared to other years that you feel like you have a better opportunity of bringing that trophy home?
This is actually my first time full-time coaching.
Yeah.
The previous events, I was coaching and refereeing at the same time. I never had the event where, because in the beginning our event was smaller, so I kind of had to do both things. But this is the first time where I'm able to just come in and focus only on coaching. And on top of that, this is like probably the second time I've had a team where we've all come together, everyone is serious about winning. So compared to the past, yeah, I'm in a way better place. Honestly, most of these guys, I kind of know their talents because most of them was on my team before already. I'm the one that kind of put them in a position to show their talents and to make adjustments.
Very true.
So I kind of know who's good based off the adjustments that I've made. For example, I made Derrick go on defense. I'm like, you're not doing offense. You're not touching the ball no more. Defensive player of the year, right? For a game. Gail, I'm like, Gail, you're not touching the ball on offense. Defensive player. Those were my adjustments. So
these are facts.
Yeah.
These are facts.
So yeah, I'm not worried about what happened in the past. That's the past, bro.
Here's the thing. You're undefeated.
Okay.
You're so undefeated, and you're getting targets on your back. How's that make you feel? You know about people that you work with. How's that make you feel?
It's nothing new. It's nothing new.
Oh, it's not new?
It's nothing new.
What would you like to say to the people that are targeting you? Say it together, please.
The more the merrier. I don't care.
Oh.
Ooh.
All I love it.
I love it.
What have been some of your favorite moments, whether it be yours or something you witnessed of another player from the Derrick games?
What?
I breathe.
Actually, I want to say it was our second year. I want to say it was our third event. Yeah, it was our third overall event, and it was raining. Yeah, it was muddy. Dude, the game was in overtime for so long. Everyone's jerseys was dirty, just full of mud, everything, bro. And the game ended with me losing with a game-winning touchdown by Dion, who's like one of our all-time great players. But hands down, that was probably one of the best events we ever had. Yeah.
That sounds like one hell of a memory. I wish I was there. It's a damn shame I wasn't. But Christian, what about you? You've been a part of what now? 3-4 of the Derrick games now?
Yeah, close to that. 4 or 5.
Undefeated. Let them know.
Undefeated. I'm sorry.
Undefeated. Let them know.
So, in all that experience, what have been some of your favorite moments?
Probably the very competitiveness of work, not only football, but all of the games as a whole, because this entire experience actually brings out a lot of what people had felt in high school and some college, and even though a lot of us never really went semi-pro or pro in later on in our lives, it allows us to sort of live that part, but at the same time not the stress of actually being in a giant stadium or anything like that. So I think it brings out a lot of what we felt in high school in our earlier years. So I think that's what people find themselves missing and loving.
There's a bunch of adults getting to be little kids again for a little bit?
Yeah, just a little bit. Rolling around in mud, as Ron said.
Basically. And we bring it to work.
And we bring it to work. The very next day. The very next day.
It gets heated. Yeah. But it's all about having fun, bro.
Yeah.
Bringing people together, friendly competition. Yeah, like we've been doing this for 5 years now, so seeing how it's really grown over the 5 years, I'm very proud of it.
Obviously, games are a little different this year. Is there any games that you're really looking forward to that haven't been incorporated as much in the past, as much as this year now?
Softball is definitely one. I don't think we've had that ever, Ron.
Yeah, first off.
We never had that. So I think it's going to put a lot of people to the test of something that they have never done. And I know some people have played baseball, but softball is a little bit different, just a little bit. So I think it'll be a very interesting experience on both teams.
So, is this y'all's first games?
Yes.
First time.
All right. May I ask, do you guys have any sports backgrounds at all that you think is going to help you guys in any certain events?
So we play softball like 5 days a week. I've been playing basketball my whole life. She's been playing a little bit. Kickball is going to be the same thing as softball, in my opinion. And football, listen, nobody's going to outrun me. I'll tell you that right now. So they throw the ball to me. Whoever's defending me is going to be right behind me.
I've been playing sports since I was 6, so I'm pretty athletic. You tell me what to do, I'm going to get it done. So I'm pretty confident in my abilities.
Have you guys kind of taken on a little bit of a player coach type of role in terms of helping the other people?
Definitely.
Yes.
Learn the ropes a little bit?
Definitely.
Yes. We held a practice, what was it, last night?
Yeah, it was last night.
Last night we did some just basic drills, hitting, fielding. Everybody did pretty well. So I think that just by working together and communicating is going to be like our top thing that we need to focus in on and hone in on, and just block out the noise from the other team.
Yeah, we definitely we got a good team when it comes to softball. We got a couple
baseball players, it's a little bit of a transition, but you're going to see.
Hope, who has multiple championships.
Okay.
Right? Against someone like Vengeance, who has never defeated Hope. Do you feel like that gives Vengeance an edge in that, how would you say, that intensity? Or do you feel like you're going to equally bring that being a new player coming into it?
We're just going to dominate. That's just what it is. We're going to go there, do what we have to do, and just win. And we got to keep the streak alive.